Welcome all. Today we'll be discussing about shell scripting, shell script programming. Today we'll be discussing an interactive program to decide a number of tasks. Among the tasks that we would accomplish is removing a file, rename a file, and copy a file, and then exit. So first, what we need to do is we need to create a menu. So what we'll do is we'll write echo menu within double quotes. Similarly, we have to create options for remove a file, and then 2 is used for rename a file, and 3 is used for copy a file, and 4 is used for exit. Now we need to get our choice. So for that, I'll just display this particular message, enter your choice, and read the user option in CH. Now we will use case statement to do the corresponding task. So we'll write case $of ch in, followed by the first option, that is we need to embed 1 in single quote followed by brackets, and we'll type the text within the echo statement, that is enter file to remove. Now what I need to do is I need to get the file name which has to be removed, that is S1. Next, if space square bracket space hyphen F space $of S1 space again close the bracket. If there is a file called as S1, then what you would do is you would use the rm command hyphen I dollar space $of S1 to remove that particular file. Otherwise, that is else, you will just display the file name doesn't exist, and you'll close the if statement, and you'll close the close statement, case statement. Now we need to check the second option, that is rename a file. We'll embed 2 within single quote followed by bracket again space. Again, I'll display the echo statement. I'll get the file name which has to be renamed, and I'll embed that in M1. That is, I'll read the file name in M1, and then the destination file name that also I need to read, that is M2. Again, I'll implement the if condition, and then I'll check whether M1 does exist. If does exist, then I'll move the contents of contents of N1 to M1 to M2. So the next thing is, if that M1 does not exist, then I'll display the error message, that is $M1 does not exist. Now I'll close the if condition and again the case condition. So now what we'll do is we'll get into the third option. The third option is we need to copy the content from one file to the other file. So first I'll read which file to be copied, and then I'll just display the destination file. So that is, I'll get the destination file name. Next, what I'll do is I'll check the condition whether R1 file does exist, that is the source file. Then what I'll do is I'll use the command cp to copy the contents of R1 into the contents of R2. Otherwise, I'll just display the error message, and I'll close the if condition and I'll close the case condition. Now coming to the last option, that is exit. So what we'll do is we'll repeat the same thing, and we'll use the function called as exit. I'll close the if statement. There's no need of closing the if statement over there because we're not using any if statement over here. So I'll close the close the case statement, and then close the case statement. That is the case as well as the case statement. Now what I need to do is I need to save this particular file. After that, I'll come to the terminal window. As you can see that, so here there is only one file called as sample.sh. So what I'll do is I'll create one more file, that is sample1.sh. So here I'll just type how are you, and I'll save the content, and then I'll come out of the terminal window. As you can see here, there are two files, that is sample and as well as sample1.sh. Now I'll use the command sh and sample1 sample.sh. Now I'll go for the first menu, that is remove file. Now what I need to do is I need to delete sample1, so therefore I'll say sample1.sh and I'll press enter. It will ask you whether permanently you want to remove or not, so therefore I'll say yes. Why? So therefore the file is removed. Now again I need to check the folders. So you can see here in the earlier case sample1 was there, in the new case sample1 is not there. Now coming to the next one, rename a file. So again what I'll do is I'll create sample1.sh. Here again I'll say I am fine. I'll save the content. I'll come out of the window. You can see that now a sample1 is created. Now I need to rename that sample1 to sample2.sh. Now again I'll run the program sample.sh. So now the choice is to what is the file name that has to be remade, and that is sample1.sh to sample2.sh. So now you can see that when I listed sample1 is not there, the file is renamed as sample2.sh. Now coming to the third option, copy the contents of a file to the other content. So therefore what I'll do is again I'll run the program sample.sh. So now what I'll do, I'll give the option as 3. So now the file name to be copied is sample2.sh. So to sample3.sh. So you can see that sample3 is also created. So now I'll say gedit sample3.sh. Now you can see that here the contents of sample2.sh is copied onto the file sample3.sh. Now again I'll save and I'll come out. You can see that there are sample2 and sample3. Now let us come to the last option, that is the exit. Again I'll say sample.sh. Now I'll give the option as 4. So now what you can see is you can come out of the program. So this is how what you will do is you will execute an interactive menu to perform the following task, and that is remove a file, rename a file, copy a file, and exit. So this is the program, and that will be written and it performs its intended task. Thank you.